I have owned the Sony A7RIII for quite a while now and have never tried the pixel shift mode. I was doing some other work this week trying to produce a photo that looked like a painting. I had some success, but you can be the judge. I'm still working on that technique. Let me know what you think in the comments, but please be civil. I don't need any trolls right now. I will tell you up front that I use several software packages to produce these images. You have to use Sony's Imaging Edge desktop, mainly the viewer, to produce the stacked image. I then imported the TIFF file I created into Photoshop CC 2020 and processed the image there. I then used Topaz Denoise AI to reduce the noise and help sharpen the image even more. I'm sure not everyone will want to buy this software, but you can actually process the image with Sony software, which is free. It does not do as good a job as Photoshop, but you can still do a decent job using it. The Topaz Denoise AI is a great program and I use it a lot. If you have a really great image but it is noisy, then Denoise AI can do an amazing job and still maintain very good resolution. I mean very good. I also own Topaz Sharpen AI, but I have found that I really only need Denoise AI since it has a sharpen slider built into the program. I'll put a link in the description to all the software I use. By the way, I have no sponsorship with either Adobe or Topaz, so I get nothing out of this. Let me show you how I did this. First off, let me say that you have to have a very controlled scene. You most likely cannot do this outdoors because there can be absolutely no movement of your subject. It has to remain perfectly still or it will not work. Even the slightest breeze that you may not even feel will move your subject. That is, unless it is made of a solid material that the wind cannot affect. If the background moves, it may not matter because it will blur the background, and that is a good thing. Better bokeh. You also need a sturdy tripod to keep the camera from moving. I use a 2-second delay before it starts shooting. Here is how you set up your camera. Okay, to set up your A7RIII for pixel shooting, you will go to Camera 1. Obviously go to Menu first, then go to Camera 1. And there's a lot of menus on this, I know, but go to page 3 of 14. And in the red you'll see Pixel Shift Multi-Shoot. It's off right now, so you basically hit that. And then you'll see that it has, if you take the thumb wheel at the bottom, it'll go down and you can turn it on. So now it will turn it on. But before you turn it on, you notice it says on shooting interval 1 second. If you hit the right wheel, it goes to 2, 3, 4, and obviously the opposite side takes it back. So you can change how long it takes or how many seconds it takes between shots. I want to take them as quickly as I can because it's using electronic shutter, so it doesn't move with the shutter at all, and less chance of the wind coming up or something else if you're outside especially. Very difficult to do this outside. As I said, I tried doing it the other day with one of the shots I showed you, and I had to basically bring it inside to do it because it didn't seem to be much wind, but it was blurry. You cannot have any movement of your subject. If you're using a tree trunk or something like that, or for textures or something, or moss or something, it's not going to blow on the wind, then you can get away with that. So once you do that and set your interval, then you can hit the enter. That puts you into pixel shift mode, so enjoy. The camera uses silent shutter to shoot the 4-image sequence to keep the shutter from moving the camera. So look at the screen during shooting to see when all 4 images are finished. After you are done shooting, you can take your SD card and put it in your computer. I always transfer the images to my hard drive to make sure I don't accidentally reformat my SD card and lose the photos. I did that one time, so don't make the same mistake I did, especially if you don't do all of this in one session. Okay, so once you get on your computer and you have your files from your SD card loading onto your hard drive on your computer, you come over to here, and on my computer, I just go expand here. I'm going to start Imaging Edge Desktop, which is Sony software. Click that. Then you also want to go over here to Viewer and start the viewer. Respond later. They always ask you questions all the time, constantly asking questions. Okay, now, I've actually selected, you have to go to the file. I've got mine under Pixel Shift under one of my drives, and it's actually under folder 1, which I did basically 6 of these, and I did a different folder for each one. So I click on that, which I did, and this is what you get down here. These are the 4 pictures. So the pictures you want to do, you want to click on this. Disregard the activate windows. I activated it for some reason. Today it became unactivated, and I haven't had time to go back and do it. So click on that. Go to all 4. So these are the 4 images that you took. Once you get all 4 of these selected, and you can either just do them one at a time, click off, do them one at a time, and you can hit control and do them one at a time like this, or you can just click off. You can click the first one, hit the shift, and come over here to hit that, and you click, just so long as you select all four. Then you right click and go up here to the one above the one I'm on now, so you can read it better when it's not blue. Create pixel multi-shift, or pixel shift multi-shoot composite image, create one image. You click on that. It comes up with this message, which you can come over here and say don't care, and click on that. Then it brings up this screen. You can record this in the ARQ format, which is Sony's format. You can do a JPEG, or you can do TIFF, which is what I'm going to do because I'm going to open it in Photoshop to do the rest of the processing. As you can see, these are underexposed, which I did to try and keep from blowing out the whites on this flower. Use original file name, which is what I'm going to do, and this is where I'm storing it, and I've already got one there, so I'll just hit save. It will actually go through and erase the other one. And it's process complete, so you can close this now. And you go down to File Explorer. By the way, I'm having to do this in 1080 because my screen recorder only does 1080. So go to the drive, which is this drive here. Go to Pixel Shift. Go to Folder 1. And these are the ones I already did. And if you come down, this is the file name it uses right here. These were the four pictures. And so this is your image right here. You right click this, and in my case I'm going to open this and go open in Adobe Photoshop. It opens Photoshop. Go up to View and fit on the screen, and there is your picture. This is mainly because of what I'm doing, but I can get rid of that. I can probably crop that out. Up here I'm going to do a 5x7, so if I click on here anywhere, pretty much, it will let me do a 5x7. And then I can move this around and frame the picture up however I want to get the flower kind of centered. There we go. So that's my crop. Just hit enter here. But as you can see, I need to do some touch-up with it, so let me go over to View, and I'll put that on screen, and then we can go over here to Filter, Camera Raw, and you can pretty much jump on this, and once you do that, you can actually just push the left button and drag it down, and you can zoom in all you want to, and you can actually hit the Shift key and move it around to wherever you want to there. As you can see, this has already been processed, so I don't really need to do any more to it. I don't want to take up your time because processing is a personal thing and you want to do what you want to do. And what I do may not be what you want to do, so I'm not going to worry about that. So we can actually zoom back out, get the whole picture in here. We just come down. Once you get all your adjustments made, you come down here and hit OK. And it goes back to the regular scene, and this is it. Now, in my case, I told you I had Topaz Labs. I have as an option for that actually loads into Photoshop the Topaz Denoise and Topaz Sharpen. I really don't use the Sharpen all that much. I thought I would, and I actually paid more money for that than I paid for the noise. But it, as you'll see when I open it, it actually has a sharpening in here. There's your sharpening right there. Yes, I know. I got to do an update. And now you can see that it took the noise out of this picture pretty good. By the way, the slider here is up here we'll get it bigger. That's how you get it to the full size. So that's what Denoise looks like when it's done. You can just hit apply. It'll process it. That's the only thing about Topaz. It's not really fast, but it is well worth the wait. It does an excellent job of removing noise without killing your resolution. So there, we're done that. Go up here. Again, we can go back in. And you can see that is way in. And you can still see how sharp the edges are. You're almost, when you get in that far, you're almost getting down to where even you can see 45 megapixels. By the way, this is about 100, I think I checked this, about 101 megabits once you do this. and save it. So then you can go over here, File, hit Save As, save it wherever you want to save it. I'll just put it down here. I'll just do Test, and that it'll save it to the same folder, and then hit Save and OK. Now it has saved it as a TIFF file. And you go back over here, you go back to basically the drive, Pixel Shift, #1. And if we scroll down here, we should find Test at the very bottom. And there it is. And there is your image. And if you zoom in on that, you can see how good that held up. So that is Pixel Shift with the Sony A7RIII. I hope you enjoyed this short tutorial on how to use the A7RIII Pixel Shift mode. If you like this video, please hit the like button, and if you want to see more of my videos, please hit the subscribe button. I would appreciate that. Hit the bell button if you want to be notified when I post new videos. I'm working on another video about photography during the pandemic. It should be out in the next week or so. Thanks for watching, and please stay safe.